What?
Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about what you can expect from chemotherapy. For those of you who do not know, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma about 5 months ago, which is a form of blood cancer. I remember feeling like, wow, I don't know what chemo is going to do to me. I was scared about the symptoms. I was scared about, in general, just of it. I didn't know what it was. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm still terrified. But I'm a lot better now that I know what kind of side effects affect me personally. I have had a decent time, I think, with chemo. I know I follow a few different people on Instagram that are also going through the same thing, where they get a lot more symptoms and side effects than I do. I get about 4 side effects typically with each round of chemo, give or take. Sometimes I get a couple more things than other times, but typically I'll get nausea, fatigue, a little bit of hair loss each time, and mouth sores. The hardest one I have to deal with is mouth sores, because it prevents me from eating, prevents me from drinking, and it also prevents me from really just wanting to be awake, because just breathing hurts. It feels like my mouth is like on fire. Another one I struggle with is nausea, because it prevents me from being able to be the mom that I want to be. I want to be able to run around with my kids. Things that I deal with chemotherapy. On a typical day where I go in to get my infusion, I will walk into my cancer institution, which is actually a very nice one. We have our own private rooms, and we get treated very, very, very wonderful from all the nurses there, which, I mean, is the least we can ask for considering what we're going through. But I have zero complaints about the place I go to. But I'll go into my room, I'll sit in a chair, and they'll access my port, which is right here. It's directly right underneath my skin. It feels like a little ball almost. Which they do is they take this needle and they push it into it. This prevents me from having to get chemo through my veins, which is very bad for your veins. It can really make them struggle and overall cause a lot of pain and other side effects to people. So I'm very grateful for my port. Although I will say that I have a hard time wearing certain things. Like I have a hard time wearing bras. I have a hard time wearing my seatbelt. I'll have to put my arm over the belt like this to keep it down and around it. But I'm very grateful for having a port, because it makes the process easier for me, and I'm sure it makes it easier for the nurses too. Anyways, my typical chemo treatment, and this will vary with each person. I have 4 different chemo drugs I'm on, and 3 of them I believe take about 15-30 minutes, to give or take, depending on just everything. And then my last one I do will take about an hour. In between each of those chemos, the nurses will do a flush in my port, which will help prevent a blood clot from forming, because with a port you are at increased chance of having a blood clot. I'm at my cancer doctor's for about 3 hours, I'd say, sometimes about 4 though. So if you're about to go into your appointment, prepare, because you will be there for a while. I know some people go for all day. There's some people that stay at the hospital and just get chemo all day long, and those people have my sympathy, because I know how rough it is. The day that I receive chemo, I typically do not have any kind of side effects, other than I do experience this one side effect, which is a very strange one. And my nurse, I've talked to her about it, said that she doesn't hear too often people having it, but I personally do, is like I'll walk outside and I feel like my skin is like prickly all up and down, just like it's like burning. And this is because sensitive to the sun while I'm going through this process. I'll be okay. That's typically only lasts a day, but then the next day I'll definitely have nausea. It gets really rough. The fatigue kind of lasts from the second day onward until probably like the first week post chemo. And I'll sleep for probably about, I don't even know, 12-13 hours at night, and then need a nap typically through the day. And then the mouth sores will come about day 3 or 4 post, and those are hard. Like I said, it's probably my least favorite side effect of them all. It prevents me from eating. prevents me from drinking, prevents me from wanting to talk. It just feels like my whole mouth is like filmed in like this heat, boiling lava in my mouth. I try to handle everything with as much positivity as I can, because, you know, it's all you can do. I mean, in order to get better, I have to keep pushing through it, and you will find your will to push through it also. And if you're just somebody that's watching this to learn how to support someone that is going through cancer and chemo or even radiation, even though I don't personally do radiation, and which I might be actually getting ready to do that, but if you're just somebody that's here just to learn how to support, the best thing you can do is just hold your friend, your family members, whoever it is, hand, and let them know that they aren't alone through this, and let them vent as much as they need to. There's nothing wrong with being negative. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, today I'm sad, today I'm going to grieve. And let them. Don't tell them that's bad, because it's not. Some days, you know, you can't wake up with a smile on your face and have a smile all day. Some days you need to just cry. And that is the best advice I can give you, because those are the best kind of people that I personally like to be around during this process. But anyways, just a little video on what you can expect with chemotherapy, and I hope you enjoyed, and leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.